The Motley Crew of Mopars live. It's been a while. Been a
It
while,
has
boys.
been a while.
Howdy.
So what's new?
It's new. Man, living life trucking, trying to keep going forward.
Hell yeah. Um, gosh, how long has it been since we sat down and did a live? It's been a
It's
minute.
been a few months.
Yeah.
Easy, if not 6, dare I say.
It's been a while.
Would you
It's
think?
been a minute.
It would have to be before Mo Party if I had to guess.
I think so.
It was us talking about what we were getting ready for Mo Party.
Yeah. It's always good to get together and talk about what we're all up to and all that kind of fun stuff. And Blake, you've been the busiest one out of all of us. For those of you that don't know Blake, he is famous for DIYHEMI, and DIYHEMI has been rebranded to Sublime Technologies. So, Blake, I don't think we've actually sat down and had a chat about that transformation and the birth of Sublime Technologies and where you're at right now. So, uh, go ahead and tell us what happened with DIYHEMI, why you had to rebrand, and tell us that story, buddy.
Okay. So, yeah, quite a long story, but I mean, a lot of plot twists and turns, stuff like that. We love DIY Hemi. Make no mistake about it. It was very simple, and it said what we stood for. Hemi swap the world. That's what we were all about. But as things progressed, when we really tried to move forward professionally and provide products to the industry so that people could do these swaps and really help them, we knew we had to get serious and get a copyright on the name. We approached the U.S. Patent Office, filed all the proper documents, and the attorneys and powers at bay said, absolutely not. Your name has the word Hemi in it, which is owned by, Stellantis now, FCA at the time. You can't have it. Pick a new name. So we didn't want to continue on the DIY Hemi train using those logos, those names on our products, and not really being able to be professional, and stand behind that name if it's in some sort of a copyright infringement. So we had to choose a new name. And the roots of Sublime took place in a discussion we were having in the office one day about, different things. What could really capture the essence of what we were trying to do without stepping on copyrights and infringing on anything like that. So the name was suggested of Sublime Technologies, and Sublime does have some Mopar tiebacks with obviously Sublime Green, and the basis of it is that one step beyond excellence and really trying to be something a little bit more. Unfortunately, it doesn't simply say Hemi anywhere in it, so it's kind of confusing. People may not know what it's about, but it also gives us a lot of breadth where we can expand and do everything outside of and on the peripherals of Hemi swaps, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So we're talking like working on harnesses for putting Hellcats in more modern Ram trucks. That's not a Hemi swap, but it's a product in that realm.
Yeah.
Helping upgrade superchargers, stuff like that. Any product really revolving around these brands that we could offer to the public and help them out, So that's how it look. Straight up, the campaign for changing over the name was completely botched and it was rushed. It really wasn't what we wanted it to be. A lot was going on behind the scenes.
For sure.
We had, day jobs, families, obligations that really took a toll. So it was hard to stage this really nice transition period and inform the public of what's going on and why the name is changing. So we noticed as things went on and these obligations crept up that it it was at an impasse or a fork in the road, and we had to decide how this was going to progress, what we wanted to do with it. We really couldn't decide immediately because there was so much going on. Mike had a lot of stuff going on. He had, moving to Houston. He
Yeah.
had his real estate business, and his day job was, really taking a lot of his time. And I mean, he's such a great guy, right? He's just, I think, was overextended. I think I was overextended. So we did a 3-month hiatus over
Mhm.
this summer where we sat down and really focused on what was important to us. And the number one answer is our families,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
we spent time with our families and cleared our heads and sort of made the decision how to progress from there. So we had some long talks, and man, he's such a smart guy. He is a family guy, nice guy, and that's what really took us so much time to kind of figure everything out and work through everything. And at the end result was he's now in Houston, and he's doing some real estate and his engineering gig, and he's having a really good, successful time in Houston. And I'm very proud of him. I'm happy for him. I think
Yeah.
he's doing wonderful things, right? No one could be disappointed in that. That's cool. It's good stuff. He's a good
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And I just really had my heart on continuing the Hemi business and focusing on it. So that's why I've continued on, and you see things starting to pick up now. So
It really seems like with these types of businesses, if like you, there's no question, like I have no questions about your passion for cars. You know what I mean? And sometimes uh I met Mike one time. Good dude. Um I did not feel that he shared the passion the same way. And you know what I mean? When you meet people and they're car people and they like cars, but then you meet car people and they really like cars. And
you mean car nuts?
yeah, the
Yeah,
psychos. You
we're a
I
know.
little
mean,
weird.
for sure to have a auto parts business, you have to be a car nut, not just a car guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where and it I don't think it's possible to have a business partner like that in the automotive industry and not have that come to the forefront eventually. You know what I mean?
So
Um,
he was, yeah, maybe not as much into the finite details, but what I could say is, especially in the beginning, I think he saw how excited I got, and he just really, I mean, he believed in me, and I was
yeah,
very thankful for that. I
yeah,
was very thankful for that, to have someone who says, "Man, I believe in you. This is good
mhm,
stuff."
yeah,
And things just got hard. Life changed. We really didn't make. I mean, this is a side gig right now,
yeah, yeah,
so there wasn't enough income to support one person, much less two.
Right.
So it's just how it is, and things change, life goes on. I'm very happy for the support I got when we were together, and it's just different now, just moving
yeah.
on in a different direction.
You kind of are, but kind of aren't because it's still Hemi solve the world. That's the mission,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nothing about the business has actually changed except for the innovations and the research and development for improving products and that kind of stuff, right?
Well,
This is the goal.
not entirely true, Chris.
Okay,
So some new things are in the works.
nice.
I joined a coaching group, so 365 driven, highly recommended. If you could look them up, Tony Watley, killer guy, and the crew that we have in the automotive mastermind group is really good, really nice guys. They help each of us independently and collectively to think outside the box and really challenge ourselves, push ourselves forward a little bit more. And as a result of that, you'll see Sublime Technologies is now extending offers outside of what we make in house. So the goal is over this next year, 2024, to become the one-stop source for all things Hemi swap related first, and then Hemi and those Mopar Motorsports after that. So what does that mean? All categories. Do you need an oil pan? You need a center sump? You need a rear sump? You need a forward sump? What you need, we got it. And everything related to the swaps, whether it's made by Holley, whether it's made by any other manufacturer, you name it, MSD, all the companies, we want to bring them in-house. We have our wholesale distribution accounts set up and established, and really pave the way that says, you don't need to go anywhere else. Just come right here. We'll help you out and move forward. You know, that's kind of the big vision. And what we really want to see by the end of the year is kind of like Chrysler's horsepower locator. We kind of call it the Hemi swap calculator, but it won't stink like the horsepower locator. That's the goal anyway. Hope I'm not overstepping myself, but you can log in. This is the idea. You can log in and you say, I have a 73 A body. Here you go. Swap in a box. It has everything you need in it. It has the manifolds, the exhaust, collector, you know, flanges, whatever you need, oil pan, wiring harness, ECM, everything. You just, here you go. Don't need to think about it.
Oh my gosh. So before I used to point people in the direction of Blake all the time for their wiring needs and their harness needs and stuff like that. And now what you're telling me, Blake, is I don't have to go anywhere else. I can go to sublimeparts.com and I can build out my Hemi swap.
That's the goal. So we're still working on it. Again, it's progress. We have a lot of stuff taking place behind the scenes, and products are being added every day.
Yeah.
Categories are being added every day, and you will see the swaps in a box coming by the end of the year.
Swaps in a box. I like
I like it. I like it.
I like it. That sounds good.